guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to learn how to make little buggy. For that I used 4-ply milk cotton yarn and a 4mm crochet hook. As for the colors, you can use any color you like. I'll be using lavender and off-white for the body. So let's start with our first color, the main color, and make a magic ring with 7 single crochets. So I'm using the chain 2 method to make the magic ring. So when you are using the chain 2 method, first of all you are going to make 2 chains, and into the very first chain we are going to make a single crochet. The very first chain or the second chain from the hook, you are going to insert your hook, pull up a loop. You got 2 loops, you're going to yarn over and pull through both loops. Now that is your first single crochet. You are going to repeat that thing, the same thing you did 7 times. So that is row 1, and by the end of this row you will be having 7 single crochets or 7 stitches. Now, just as mine, if the opening is too big, you can pull it from the tail and close it. I've already done 6 single crochets. Now I am making my 7th single crochet into that very first chain. That marks the end of row 1, and let's begin row 2. Into the first chain you are going to make 2 single crochets. So insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops. Again insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both loops. Likewise, you are going to place 2 single crochets in each of the stitches. By the end of row 2 you will be having a stitch count of 14. I'll meet you guys at the end of row 2. I'm doing my last increase in the second row. So this is my 14th single crochet, and this is how your work should look like right now after 2 rows. Now let's move on to row number 3. For this we are going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Into the next stitch you are going to place 2 single crochets, so it's an increase. Don't forget to mark your first stitch at the start of each row. Now into the second stitch I'm going to place 2 single crochets. This is my first single crochet, and into the same I'm going to make my second single crochet. Into the third stitch you are going to place 1 single crochet, and into the fourth you are going to place 2 single crochets. So the pattern is single crochet increase. You are going to do this until you reach the end of row 3, and I'll meet you there. I'm at the end of row 3 and you can see me doing my last increase. By the end of row 3 you should have 21 stitches. We had 7, 14, and by the end of row 3 we got 21 stitches. Now for row 4 we are going to just place single crochets into each of those stitches. By the end of row 4 you will be having 21 stitches. Since we didn't do any increases or decreases, the stitch count stays the same. I'll meet you guys at the end of row 4. I am at the end of row 4, and this is how your work should look like so far. Now let's move on to row number 5. First let me take off the stitch marker. For row number 5, you are just going to repeat the same thing. Place single crochets into each of those stitches, and I'll meet you at the end. As you can see, I have completed 5 rows, and this is what your work should look like. Now for row number 6, we are going to place one single crochet into the first stitch, into the second, again one single crochet, mark your first stitch. Into the third, you are going to place 2 single crochets. So the pattern is one single crochet, increase. Continue this pattern and I'll meet you guys at the end. I'm at the end of this row and you can see I'm doing my last increase. So this is what your work should look like at the end of 6 rows. For row number 7, you are just going to place single crochets around. By the end of row number 7, you'll still be having 28 stitches, and I'll meet you guys at the end. We are at the last stitch of row number 7, the last single crochet, so you are just going to pull up the loop, and without finishing that single crochet, we are going to change colors here. So I'm gonna grab my off-white yarn, which is my second color for the buggie, and I'm just gonna place it like this, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops like this. So now we have that off-white yarn in our hook. So you can grab from that lavender yarn or the first color yarn to make the stitch a little bit tighter like this. Now you are just going to place single crochets as before. No any increases or decreases, just make single crochets into each of those stitches. Don't forget to make a knot. I'm just placing a few knots here just to make sure that this one untie. I just finished that row, and for the next row you are going to repeat. Just place single crochets around. I'll meet you guys at the end of this row. I'm at the end of that row, and now we are again going to change into our main color. So I am changing into the lavender yarn here. So like earlier, I'm going to stop my single crochet halfway through and pull up the lavender yarn. Now I have it on my hook, and we are going to start placing single crochets as before. So you are going to make 9 single crochets, and after 9 single crochets we are going to make the little hands. I just finished the 9th single crochet, and for the 10th, in the 10th stitch we are going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops only. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Again, yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop. Now you have 4 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So each time we are going to pull through 2 only. Again, yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Now you have altogether 5 loops on your hook. Now you're gonna yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops like this. And into the next stitch, the 11th stitch, you are just going to place a single crochet as usual. So this is the bobble stitch, and this is the one we are using to form the little hands of the bee. Now you're gonna make 7 more single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. After that, again we are going to make the other hand. Again, yarn over, insert the hook into the very next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you got 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2. So now you have 2 loops. So you're gonna repeat this until you have 5 loops on your hook. So into the same stitch, you are going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. One more time, yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Now we have 5 loops. We are going to yarn over and pull through all the 5 loops. And into the very next stitch you are going to place a single crochet. And also for the rest of this row you are just going to place single crochets. I am at the end of that row, and for the next row we are just going to make single crochets around. We are not going to do any yarn color changes. We are just going to place single crochets around. So by the end of this row you will still be having 28 stitches. So if you are confused under the bobble stitch how to place the single crochet, so this is how we do it. Just watch the video. The stitch right under the bobble will look a bit bigger, but that's okay. You can just insert your hook through it and place a single crochet. So just remember, by the end of this row you'll still be having 28 stitches since we are not doing any increases or decreases. I am at the end of that row, and since we are doing a color change here, I'm not gonna finish the last single crochet. To complete the single crochet, I'm gonna pull up the white color yarn, and now I have it on my hook. Again, this row we'll just be doing single crochets around. So by the end of this row, you'll still be having 28 stitches. I'll meet you guys at the end. I just completed that row. For the next row we are doing a decrease. Into the first stitch, place a single crochet. Into the second stitch, place a single crochet and go through the front loops of the third and fourth stitches. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Now that is a decrease. Into the fifth stitch, a single crochet. Into the sixth, again a single crochet and go through the front loops of the 7th and 8th stitches. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So the pattern is 2 single crochet decrease, and I'll meet you guys at the end. I'm on my last decrease now. I'm just gonna go through the front loops and pull up the loop. Without completing it, I'm gonna just remove the stitch marker because it would be easier for me, and now I'm gonna change to the other color and yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. So now I have the lavender yarn on my hook. Now we are going to make 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and into the 7th stitch we are again going to make that bobble stitch. So into the 7th stitch we are going to yarn over and insert the hook. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Again yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you're going to repeat this, the same pattern as before, and get 5 loops on your hook. And finally, once you have 5 loops, you are going to yarn over and pull through all. Into the very next stitch, you are going to place a single crochet and 7 more single crochets. So altogether you'll be placing 8 single crochets until you make the next leg. After placing 8 single crochets into the next stitch, you are again going to do the bobble stitch. After making the final leg, we are going to simply just make single crochets until we reach the end of this row. This is how your work should look like right now. For the next round, we are just going to place single crochets into each of the stitches before. We are not doing any increases or decreases. By the end of this row, you'll be having 21 stitches. I finished that row. Now it's time to put polyfil. I'm going to fill it with polyfil, but you can use scrap yarn, cotton wool, or any kind of filling you have for the moment. For the next round, we are going to do a decrease. So into the first stitch, place a single crochet. Go through the front loops of the second and third stitches. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Into the fourth stitch, place a single crochet and again go through the front loops of the next 2 stitches, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So you are going to repeat this until you reach the end. I'm doing my final decrease now. We are on to our last color change, so without finishing that decrease, I'm gonna drop the purple color yarn and grab the white one. Pull the white yarn through the 2 loops, and now you have the white color yarn on your hook. After that, we are going to cut off the extra purple yarn and make a few knots so that it won't untie. I think it won't, but I'm kind of scared to take that risk, so to make sure, to be on the safe side, I just place a few knots. So for this round, we are going to go through the front loops of the first 2 stitches, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, go through the front loops of the next 2, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So all you have to do is go through the front loops of 2 stitches and make decreases. So once you finish making decreases, you'll be having 7 stitches around. As you can see, I'm doing my final decrease for the round. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. So what we are going to do now is leave enough tail and cut off the yarn, and I'm gonna pull it out so that it is secure, and after that, with the help of a darning needle, we are going to sew the hole close. So before that, if you are not satisfied with the amount of stuffing inside, you can stuff a little bit more. To sew the hole close, we are going to send our needle through the front loops of the 7 stitches. So as you can see, this is the front loop and I'm sending my needle through it. Likewise, you are going to go through all the 7 front loops. Once you go through all the 7 front loops, you are going to pull from the tail like this, and the hole will get closed. So this is what it should look like. After that, you are going to finish it off by hiding the tail. You can send your needle through your work and hide the tail. Now it's time to make the cute little wings. So for that, I'm using the velvet yarn and I'm using a 4mm hook. I'm gonna chain 2, and into the very first chain I'm gonna make a half double crochet. For that, you are going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all. again yarn over, insert the hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all. So you are going to do this for 4 times, so altogether you'll be having 4 half double crochets. So this is my third half double crochet, and I'm going to do one last half double crochet, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all. So if you want the wing to look a little bit more bigger, you can add half double crochets. You can do like 1 or 2 more half double crochets. Use the same pattern and make another wing so that we have 2. After that, with the help of a darning needle, we are going to sew the wing to the back of the little buggy. I like to attach the wings where the color change is visible so that it would get hidden, kind of hidden under the wings. If we count from the top, I attach the wing approximately around the 9-10 row number 9-10. So I will attach both of the wings and I'll meet you after I finish attaching them. I've just finished attaching the 2 little wings. Oh my god, it's so cute. So the body and the wings are complete. Now all we have left to do is make the feelers, the antennas. I'm gonna use ash. Honestly, I couldn't decide on a color for this, so I thought black was like too dark, so I went with ash or gray, you would say. So for this we are going to chain 5, and into the second chain from the hook you are going to yarn over and insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 only. So again yarn over, insert the hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2. So repeat this until you have 5 loops on your hook. Basically this is the bobble stitch that we used to create the hand. So you are making a bobble stitch here. Remember that we did the bobble stitch into the second chain. So now into the third chain you are just going to make a slip stitch. For that, insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull all the way through. Do the same thing into the next 2 stitches too. You are going to place slip stitches, insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull all the way through. Insert the hook, pull up a loop and pull all the way through. So now you've reached the end. This is one antenna, you have to make 2. Leave enough tail to sew it to the body and cut the yarn. These are the 2 antennas that I've made. I just followed the same pattern and made another one. So now we have to attach them to the head. I counted approximately 3 rows from the top and from the hand about 2 columns to the backwards, to the back, and this is the place where I attach the antenna. So you can see how I attach it from the video. You can adjust the placements to your preference. So this is how I did it. After attaching the antennas, I finish off the work by hiding the tail. Lastly, we have to make the little leaf sprout. So if you have been watching my previous videos, I like to make a leaf sprout and put it on top of the amigurumi babies. Here I'm using 3-ply acrylic yarn in the color lime green, I think, and a 3.5mm hook. So you are going to make 5 chains, and into the second chain from the hook you are going to place a single crochet. Into the next chain you are going to place a half double crochet, and into the next you are going to place a double crochet. To make a double crochet, you are going to yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And finally you are going to place a slip stitch. So pull up a loop and pull all the way through. So this is one leaf sprout, one little leaf of the sprout, and again chain 5 and repeat the same pattern. Single crochet into the second stitch, half double crochet into the next, double crochet into the next, and next, unlike earlier, instead of a slip stitch we are finishing with a single crochet, and into the very first chain we made we are going to place a slip stitch. After that we are going to leave enough yarn to sew it to the top of the head and cut it off. I'm going to attach the sprout onto the top of the head and in the middle, as you can see. Voila, our little buggy is almost done. We just have to give the face details now. For that I'm gonna use black half beads and count approximately 6 rows down and a stitch column inwards from each arm. So here I'm using the B6000 glue and I'm gonna fix the 2 eyes, and for the mouthpiece I'm using brown color felt. Cutting the mouth part can be a bit of a challenge because it's so tiny, and if it is too hard for you to cut it, you can use a piece of black or brown thread to sew the mouth. I pasted the mouth right in the middle of the two eyes. If I count the rows from top, it's right about 5 or 6 rows down. So again, these placements can be changed to your preference. And with that, our little friend is complete. I like him so much, and I love the color palette of little Buggie. So I hope you'd enjoy making little Buggie, and you can give it him a name, and maybe you can share it with me on Instagram so that I can share it on my page too. Don't forget to post any questions if you have under this video, or you can connect with me on my Instagram. And this is a bumblebee that I made using the same pattern, just the colors are different. So you can maybe make a bee too. Initially, actually, this was going to be a lavender bee, but this looks more like a little bug, so I called him Buggie. I actually don't know what this animal is. Let's just call him a little bug. And yeah, if you like my work and you want to support me, maybe give me a follow, subscribe, and do the other good stuff. And you can always support me on my coffee shop. All the links will be down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.